My name is Brent and I'm not only your favorite contrarian, I'm the only contrarian. And I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And that's right, we got a great divisional matchup in the playoffs NFC between the Falcons and the Seahawks. It's going to be heated. I can just feel it. It's going to be a very exciting matchup. It really dates back to week 6 when the Falcons lost to the Seahawks 26-24. There was questions about, well, did Sherman really hold Julio Jones? Why was the pass interference called? So you know it's going to be a physical matchup, very physical matchup, and even dating back to divisional matchup in 2012, where the Seahawks and the Falcons met up. This time the Falcons actually won the game, 28-26, even though they blew a lead, a 27-7 lead, almost blew the lead after being up 27-7. Seahawks cannot pull it off. Russell Wilson was in his rookie year. It was a very good matchup, very good matchup. So now we're here today. And when I look at this matchup, I love to see great offenses versus great defenses. And the Falcons, when you look at the offensive ranks this year, look at the Falcons' record, and they're 11-5. The Seahawks are at 10-5-1, and the Falcons team really caught everybody by surprise. They're always up and down, up and down. Last year, you know what was going on with the Falcons. Sometimes they start off great, then all of a sudden they just collapse. But this year they were able to maintain it, and Matt Ryan had one of his best years ever. Probably will be MVP this year. I think he should be MVP. But look at the total yards, over 415 yards per game. And it's not this typical Falcons offense where it's just Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. He actually spread the ball around this year. He spread the ball to Mohamed Sanu. He spread the ball over to Taylor Gabriel. He passed the ball over to Freeman and Tevin Coleman in the backfield. And that's what makes them so dynamic I think, with their rushing attack more than anything. And they put up points. They lead the NFL with 33.8 points per game. And they get it done on third down with 42.1% on third down conversions, which ranks them 11th in the NFL. And then when you look at Seattle, you look at the Seattle team, they've been very up and down with this offense. 357 yards per game total. The rushing attack has not been as good this year. Granted, the Seattle's offensive line has been struggling, and plus Thomas Rawls missed a big part of the season. He's really just started to pick it up more recently. So to have Thomas Rawls back, that's huge for them. And then they're doing pretty solid in the pass, 257 yards per game. That ranks them 10th. But then they only put up 18 points. They only put up 22.1 points per game, and they're not that great on third down. They're a mediocre team on third down. So when you look at Seattle, I really get annoyed when I continue to hear people talk. They just continue to rave. They just rave about how great Seattle and Russell Wilson is, how great their offense is, how they get things done. And they're exactly that. They're a type of team. They are great at managing the game. They're great at managing the game. And when I look at this game specifically, Thomas Rawls is going to get, he thought he had a lot of carries last game. He had 27 carries last game. He knows he's going to get a lot of carries. He's going to get over 30 carries this game. Last game against the Lions, he had 161 yards, 27 carries. So he had a great game. He straight up ran through the teeth of that Lions defense. And they really are the type of team that really gets most of their offense from having a strong defense who helps put them in good positions, good field position, and that's how they get things done more than anything. And I look at Russell Wilson, offensive line is not blocking for him. You look at the offensive line, they have given up a lot of sacks this year, a lot of sacks, and it's just not helping Russell Wilson get any time to really hit his targets on a consistent basis to Doug Baldwin, to Jimmy Graham. And Doug Baldwin is having another great year. He's not just playing as Deion Sanders would say. He's playing a little bit better than But at the same time, he's not quite an elite receiver who can flat out take over a game. So I look at this matchup. I think that Jimmy Graham's going to have a big game. the Falcons struggle very heavily against tight ends. They're 10th in the NFL against tight ends. They gave up over 900 yards receiving against tight ends. So Jimmy Graham, I think, can have a really, really big game. In their first meeting, Jimmy Graham had 7 grabs for 89 yards. So Russell Wilson, I think, for me to put him on that plateau of being an elite quarterback, he showed me signs of it last year where he was able to win games with his arm and not just depend on a Marshawn Lynch back there, a strong running game back there. He's able to pass the ball. But at times, he just doesn't target Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham's stats have gone down drastically since he left. So he doesn't target him that much. He really does not. So some games Jimmy Graham will have like 10 targets. Next game he'll have 2 targets. So they really got to exploit that Falcons defense more than anything when it comes to giving the ball to Jimmy Graham. And then when I look at the Falcons offense, this is where it's going to be really interesting. This is going to be a great matchup. You're going to have Julio Jones going against Richard Sherman. And I really think that Julio Jones once again is going to get the best of him. Because you remember Richard Sherman was yelling at people on the sidelines. He was going off about because Julio Jones was just tearing them up. He had 7 catches for 139 yards and a touchdown against that Legion of Boom, that LOB. So Julio Jones is going to bring it. Julio Jones, he has not been holding back. Julio Jones has said specifically, and I'm going to quote what Julio Jones said. Let me give you guys a quote that Julio Jones had on Richard Sherman and the referees. He said, quote, "Some refs just let you play too. It's like, all right, you're going to let us play. Then you're going to go out here and play. If you're going to call it, call it. Just let me know how you are going to officiate this game." Julio Jones also said that if you grab me early, I'm going to let the ref know. And if they're not calling it, it's going to be a physical game. And that's what I want to hear. It is going to be a physical game. It's going to go back and forth. They're healthy now. The Seahawks defense, yes, they don't have Earl Thomas, but Cam Chancellor, who did not play in Week 6, he's back. Michael Bennett, who was banged up, he's fully healthy. He's ready to go. So you know that they're going to bring it. And you look at Bobby Wagner, all-pro type of year, 167 tackles, led the NFL in tackles. So, and you match that up with Cliff Averill. Cliff Averill had 11.5 sacks. They definitely get after their quarterback. They're going to have to put pressure on Matt Ryan. But because Matt Ryan has not had to just depend on Julio Jones all year around, I think that they're going to be fine. I think the Falcons will be able to get downfield because this Seattle defense does not quite look the same. They just don't. Ever since Earl Thomas is going down, they don't have that same moxie, that same chutzpah, that same electricity that they used to bring. And plus, they don't have the 12-man. They're not at home. They're playing in the Georgia Dome. They're gonna have their hands tied. They really are. It's gonna be tough. This Falcons team didn't put up 33.5 points this year, just being mediocre. Richard Sherman's not going against any type of mediocre offense. This is a very explosive offense. And I think that the most impressive thing about this Falcons team, over the years we know about how great they are at attacking through the air. But just this tandem, this running back tandem. We look at this tandem of Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. They have been very, very dynamic. I call them dynamic dirty birds. Way back when Jamal Anderson was on the Falcons in the 90s, he was doing a little dirty bird dance. But look at the numbers that these guys have put up together. Look at Devontae Freeman, over 1,000 yards rushing, over 400 yards receiving, and 14 total touchdowns. Then look over at Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, who happened to miss 6 games this year, still put up 520 yards on the ground, 421 yards receiving, and he had 11 total touchdowns. 11 total touchdowns. So when you look at the Falcons, you look at that dynamic running back tandem, this truly is a league where it's a running back league. You can't just depend on one running back to be the workhorse consistently without getting injured at some point in time. Because eventually it does catch up with the team. But this Falcons team, Dan Quinn has done a great job of balancing the attack. Last year, Devontae Freeman, he just took the NFL by storm. He was probably everybody's favorite fantasy player who ever had him. And Tevin Coleman was just left out in the dark. But then this year, you saw Tevin Coleman came out with a lot of explosion and a burst. And he adds that great element of a change of pace back. So I really love this Falcons offense from top to bottom. And I think they're gonna take it to Legion of Boom. I think they do a good job blocking. They're going to really have to contain Michael Bennett and Cliff Averill. And Matt Ryan's all year shown that he knows how to make quick decisions. He had over 38 touchdown passes, which ranks him third and then actually second in the NFL. And he just had a great year. I think he caught everybody by surprise. I mean, I was always a Matty Ice fan. Everybody said he's not elite. Matt Ryan's not elite. He just has a great receiver. He always had great receivers. He had Roddy White when Roddy White was all pro. He had Julio Jones. But I don't buy that. I don't buy that. He's showing everybody right now that he has not collapsed yet. He just needs to learn how to take his game to the next level. And this will be a great opportunity for him to take his game to the next level. So looking over at the defense and defensive ranks, of course, you look at Seattle. There's no surprise here. Seattle is always one of the top tier defenses in the NFL. They're ranked 5th this year, giving up only 318 yards per game. Then you look at the rushing yards. They give up only 92 rushing yards, ranked 7th. Passing yards, of course, LOB, Legion of Boom, 225 yards per game. And they only give up 18.3 points per game. So, they don't like when they give up points. And they don't give up a lot of points, so you got to be very disappointed. They get after the quarterback, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett. I mentioned before, they do a good job of putting pressure. And the takeaways aren't as good as they typically are, but they're still a good team. And then over on the Falcons side, their defensive side, I really look at Vic Beasley. Some people looked at Vic Beasley right away when he didn't have such a great year as rookie campaign. They were saying, is he a bust? He's not ready. But then this year, he led the NFL with 15.5 sacks and showed everybody why he was a top pick. The Falcons defense is not overly impressive. They have deficiencies in the secondary. They give up a lot of passing yards, ranked 28th. And it's not a whole lot to say about this defense, but their great offense allows to make up for the foibles that they have on the offensive end. So I just think that this is going to be one of those great smash mouth, get in your face, a lot of tension type of games. And when I look at the prediction, I really think that it's going to come down to the Falcons controlling the game through the air, keeping their offense on the field, and I think that Russell Wilson is going to really struggle to really create much offense, even against a Falcons defense that isn't that great, because the Falcons they're going to be at home, they're going to have a whole lot of energy, and I think that Matt Ryan's just going to let it rip. He's just going to let it rip. So that's why I have the Falcons winning this game, and I want to hear what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to win this game? Seahawks, Falcons? Who's going to win this game? Are the Falcons going to get their redemption? Is Julio Jones going to have a huge game? What's going to happen? Let me know what you guys think. Because keep in mind, I'm not only your fair contrarian, I'm the only contrarian. And I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. I rest my case.